Oh. Hello everyone, welcome back to the shop. My name's Kevin Cheney and this is my blacksmith shop, Red Maple Forge. And today is Maintenance Monday. So if you don't know what Maintenance Monday is, it's usually I do something around my shop that's maintenance related, or in today's case, improving the shop a little bit. So today is actually going to be a welding day. One of the things that has been bothering me for a couple of years, well, pretty well ever since I made the press, is that my dies have just kind of been flopped all over the place. So I'm going to fix that today. So what I mean by that is up until I think it might have been last Maintenance Monday, or maybe the one before, my dies kind of just sat, well, that's going to be a terrible picture, kind of just sat in this kind of area here. Well, anyways, today I plan on making a rack to hold them up, and yeah, let's get into it. So we're going to be doing some welding, and the welder I'm using is my Kicking Horse welder. Kicking Horse welder. This is pretty well the welder, my go-to welder. I do have a second welder, but this one is actually proves to be a little better arc with it. So, and it is a stick welder. Yes, a MIG welder would work so much better, but we do with what we have. So that is a stick welder. And I'm trying to figure out where I want the camera today because I don't want to blind you guys. I don't want to blind you guys. And I haven't figured out a nice way to hook up a helmet to this camera so you can see what I'm doing with a welding helmet on. So you might be a little bit lower position today than normal. And of course I have the doors open because, well, I kind of want to, what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of want to keep as much fresh air coming into the shop as possible with me stick welding today. So I don't know how much talking I'm going to be able to do because I will be wearing a respirator. So the pieces I have, it's all going to be angle iron. This is just random angle iron I've collected over the years. So I got two pieces about this long. I think it's roughly a little bit longer than two feet. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually mark out where I want these. I didn't realize this piece was as nasty as it was, but we will make do with it. A lot of little crusty. I might have to clean that up and grind it a little bit. The other piece is not as bad. Like I said, I have collected some pieces over the years, and these are some. They were at one point in time plasma cut or cut with a torch, so they're not the cleanest cuts. So I'm going to be mindful of that when I mark this out, because I did cut this in half with the bandsaw, so I want those nice sides to be down on my against my my table, or my press table. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is marking out these guys of roughly where I want them. And I had a soapstone. If not, I'll get the Sharpie out. Prefer to use a soapstone. The reason why I prefer soapstone is because then I can actually see it a lot easier with the helmet on. Oh, here it is. So I'm just roughly putting where I want them. And I'm just going through some of my dies just to see roughly how high they are. So these are going to be more my fuller dies and flat dies and stuff like that going to be on here. I plan on doing a different system for my my punches, like my eye punch and drifts. So I'm just, yeah, so these are 27 inches. And I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do these. So a lot of these are like 3 inches tall, or roughly that. So the pieces I'm using are these guys here, and they are 1.5 by 1.5. And I'm kind of just trying to lay them out so they'll have enough room to easily take them in and out. So I think for this guy, I'm going to do 4-inch increments. Yeah, I'll do 4-inch increments on this. And that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Which would be probably not enough for a lot of dies. Six dies. Well, I'll get most of them, I think. Or do I want to cut the difference a little bit? Sorry, obviously I'm making this up as I go along. So I think 3.5 might be what I really want on here. That'll be enough room for even my biggest die. Being the biggest die is like 3 inches. I'm going to just label this out. And then come on the other side and roughly do the same marks. Now, one thing I will be doing is when I weld this on, I will be putting a slight taper or angle to them, I should say. I'm also marking the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of a angle when I weld these guys on. So and they'll angle upwards. I think that's going to look right. So yeah, I'm going to angle them upwards a little bit. Just so when the dies are in this rack, that they won't slide out when I'm doing my pressing. I do get some vibrations. So I kind of... Will I be able to weld on this? I think I'm going to take a piece of sheet metal on top of my my forge. Sorry, not on top of my forge. On top of my my anvil to protect it a little bit, because I think I'm just going to weld right on the anvil. I don't know. Do I want to weld right on the angle? No. Let's not weld on the anvil. Should not weld on the anvil. It'll be a little bit nicer over here, I think. So, I marked out where I want each one. You probably won't be able. Marked out where I want each one. And I changed what, before I go crazy and weld all this on, I want to make sure, yeah, okay. Is that right? Want to make sure that when I weld these on that I won't be causing too much of a pain for myself with them being a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Make sure they're going the right way, because I have to make a left and a right for this this rack. So I'm just going to clean up some of these nasty bulge of random welding that was on here. Not even sure why it was on here, but I'm going to clean up a little bit. I think I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to switch up to a flap disc. Right now I have a cutting wheel on here, so I think a flap disc would be probably better suited. And I might have to fix the marks on this guy. Now again, it's sitting in my shop, so I'm not doing the most prettiness with this. Also, while I'm welding this, I'm not looking for pristine welds and stuff, solely because it is in my shop, and if one breaks off, and I can always fix it later. So the rod I'm using is 60-13. Oh, I gotta turn on the breaker for my welder. So I'm using 60-13. It's my general purpose rod in the shop here. Going to be using, and this is going to be a 3/32 rod, or a 2.5 millimeter. So I'm going to be running around, what do I have it at? 80 amps. Now, I'm not going to clean this up all too well. So it is going to be a little rusty, which is okay. I gotta fix up some marks that I just rubbed off because of the grinding. And again, I'm not looking, it's not too much of about perfection here. If it is a little off, it'll be okay. It's just holding dies for me. So, like I said, I don't have the one camera worked out for a really nice way to, what's the word I'm looking for? Protect it from the really high brightness of the welding. So I'm gonna be donning on my Lincoln Viking helmet. Actually, I really love this helmet. But pretty well. I'm just gonna go and weld these guys. As you can see, how low my shop is. I actually can't walk around in my shop without hitting my head with the helmet. So I cut a whole bunch of pieces, 3 inches. My depth of my dies are 3 inches, so that is what I use. I'm probably not going to put it way back against the back of the my main angle iron piece that's going to go upright. I'll probably leave a little bit of space. Anyways, let's get welding. So that's going to be to one side. So I'm just going to put it down over here. Unfortunately, some of these do have some paint on them. So hopefully it doesn't make me too angry. And now I'm just going to take the second one and repeat that. Just remembering that I do have to make this as the opposite way of the other one. So where That one I angled like this. This one I'm going to have to angle like that. And before I weld, just double checking to make sure I did weld that one correct. Now, I did unfortunately mess up the first one. Welded it on the wrong side of the line. So let's get that fixed. And of course I welded it on both sides before I noticed that. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Whoop. Whoop. Huh. I guess I welded it better than I thought I did. Which I guess is a good thing. Okay, now let's try and put it in the right place. Okay, there's my second one, all nice and done. So I'll bring this guy over to the front of the press. So this is where they gotta get mounted. So we'll get you moved over too. I'll change the camera first. Yeah, let's change the camera first. Whee! Get you moved over. I tell you, I'm gonna watch back on this and I'll be like, oh, this is such a terrible video, Kevin. What are you doing? This is where the hard part comes, because I want to show you what I'm doing, but I also don't want to blind you. So here's my thought. So I'm going to bring this guy up here, and he's going to get welded on there, just like that. And then this guy's going to go over here somewhere, and he's going to get welded up like that. And then my dies are just going to slide in between these. Just like that. At least that's the plan. I'm going to probably get the inside one, welded up first, which is that one. And then I'll probably use a die or two to get the distance proper. I'm going to switch you over to the main camera. You're not going to really be able to see what I'm doing, except for the sparks and some light. But I don't want to get that camera too close or too low, to the point where, yeah, I'm getting too close or too low to it. AKA, I don't want to ruin my cameras. So, we'll do a little sparky spark over here. I got that one tacked kind of in place. How I first start, especially when I'm doing uprights like this, I'll find where the high spot is on it and weld that first. And then that will allow me to adjust how I need to move the piece around to get it kind of nice and square and level and stuff. So I don't want to blind you, so. Okay. Okay, so that's the first one in place. Actually, I might raise you up a little bit so you can see it a little better. So that's the first one in place. So with the second one, I did mark this out, and I'm hoping that my marks are good. But there'll be one die. And I'm going to probably take them, and I do want it spread out enough that they kind of slide in and out real easy. So I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch of where they need to be. And that should be enough for me to slide them in and out quite easy. I hope. I'm just going to do 2 quick tacks and then see how things are lining up. Like I said, this is probably not going to be the prettiest thing. And it looks pretty good, so I'm going to switch you guys back over to this camera so I don't blind you all too much. And I'll just finish welding these up. And that is not going anywhere. Now the tough decision, yeah, there's that 1 or 2 a little bit off. 1 or 2 a little bit off. It's okay. But now the question is how I want to set up my dies. My initial thought is heavier ones on the bottom. And probably what's going to happen is my more common ones, I'm going to set up here. And where my more not used ones will probably get a second rack eventually on the back side. Yeah, that would probably work. Or I might slide them down. Put one down there. So unfortunately, this is not going to accommodate all my dies at this point in time, but it will do quite a few of them. Yeah. How many more pieces do I have cut already? Well, what I'm thinking is, I do have that backside already wide open, but I really don't have enough to accommodate any more dies on the backside. Probably should have made it a little taller so I could put on more dies. Yeah, probably. Okay, do I have more steel I want to use up on this? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that was still, give me enough room in the front here. So like when I do my punching and stuff like that, I'm gonna have my punch lube sitting over here. Nice. Okay. So right now I'm trying to think of wow, some of those are a little off. Now I'm trying to think of how I want to do my stripper bars, as well as well, the stripper bars. So I'm talking about stripper bars. I'm talking about these guys. That's when I use my eye punch and stuff like that. That pulls the it pulls the nice little bit of I don't know why I keep this. It pulls the hammer blank off of the punch if it does get stuck, which it doesn't really do all that much anymore. Ever since I started using lube punch or forging lube, punch lube, it's not too bad. So, yeah. I think I'm just gonna cut some more pieces so I can weld up the other side of this. So let's drag this drag the whatchamacallit out. The bandsaw. Yeah, that's the name for this thing. The bandsaw out. So I can cut up some more pieces. I don't actually have that many more dies to accommodate right at this point in time, but that will change as time goes on. So I kind of want to make it a little bit more future-proof than anything. I had a Sharpie. I probably should just bring more Sharpies in here, based on how many Sharpies I lose in a week. So I'm just going to measure out before putting in the bandsaw. My bandsaw doesn't really do 3" with the stop very well. So we will set this up to cut. It's funny, it will do 4 inches, no problem, but 3 inches, oh, there's the Sharpie there. But 3 inches, it just doesn't seem to like it. So, is there any comment? Nope, not today. I had 9 people joined up on YouTube. That's kind of nice. kind of nice. So if you've been new here and you're still watching 45 minutes after me rambling on about this stuff. Yeah, so yeah, I'm on Twitch and YouTube. Every day I stream, well, every weekday I stream around 1:30. A little late today, sorry. And on Mondays is maintenance day. So, you know, some people might find it boring. Some people might find it exciting. It's just stuff that needs to get done around the shop. Sometimes that is, whatchamacallit, doing maintenance on stuff like a bandsaw or my compressor I did 1 week. Or it's shop improvements like that shelf in the back there. And, well, this rack now that I'm making. So we'll get some more pieces cut up. So I have technically 4 more dies. Well, 6 if you include the dies that are in the press right now. I have 6 more dies to accommodate. So I think I'm just going to weld that onto the back of the rack I just did. Originally I was thinking about doing more uprights for the back, but I think I could just weld it on how it is. So I get a couple more pieces going. Yeah, the bandsaw is a little bit on the slower side. I currently have it set up to do high carbon steel. I kind of don't change it from that. Yeah, I kind of don't change it from that because I noticed a difference in the quality of cut it does. If I feed it too fast, sorry, if I'm running the blade too fast, it tends to walk on the cut, so it doesn't make as straight of cuts. Also because sometimes I'm working down forklift time, so it's just, I find it easier just to leave it at the low speed than it is to switch back and forth. Unfortunately, these pieces are a little bit painted. It's got shop primer on them, so unfortunately, I have to deal with that. I'm not going crazy with cleaning these or worried about getting super strong, super awesome welds. It's my shop stuff. You know, like the press. When I was making the press and making the press part, the frame, I really took care of doing really nice welds, grinding out any porosity that may have been, cleaning the steel before, because that part matters. This rack, whatever. If one of the little things fall off, I just re-weld it. It's fine. I say that now until all of them fall off and I have to re-weld the whole thing. No, they won't. There's not. Funny enough, you pick up one of those dies and you're like, oh, that's heavy. Really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that heavy. My flat dies are definitely the heaviest ones currently, and I don't know how much they weigh, but you pick them up and it's like, oh, that's some weight. But really, it's really only like 5 pounds each or something like that. Like, it's not a lot. If there was more people in chat, I'd be like, hey, chat, do the weight for a 3 by 2.5 by 4 inches. Because I think that's what roughly it is. Yeah, it's kind of a boring day here in the shop. Just getting. Actually, this morning was a pretty busy day. I had 13 orders to get out. 13. And like most of it I had to make too. So that was a good thing. Actually, a lot of my weekends are like that, where I'll get like 12, 13 orders in on the weekend, which is okay. But it makes for a busy Monday. A lot of the stuff I try and keep up with it. But this weekend was a little weird. I sold a lot of stuff that I normally don't. It's not a normal, regular like thing I sell. About half of it was stuff that I do make to order because I just don't do enough of it to like stock up anything. Like there's one that like I have never sold that particular item ever before, and that's cool. It's sold. But that's not true. I did sell one before, the original, to take the pictures for Etsy and put it on there. But other than that, it's not a regular product. So it's one of those things where I don't want to, as much as I don't like rushing and making stuff like every order days, there's kind of a limit of what I can keep in stock and what's worth keeping in stock. So I do have stuff on my website and on Etsy that is made to order. I think a lot of blacksmiths have that, where a lot of this stuff is made to order. So yeah. There's some stuff that I know I'm going to sell, so yeah. So once we get these cut, this is the last one. After this, the piece is too short for any usefulness. So I'll go and weld that to the other side. Marking this is going to be easy. I'm just going to put them roughly at the same spot that the other ones are. And I'm going to use the bottom of the dies that are in here as kind of a guide of where I want them. Except for the top one. The top one is a little wonky. The top two are actually a little wonky. Not sure why that happened. But I'll try and straighten them out this time. Oh. I'm going to put my Sharpie where I know where it is. I'm going to put my Sharpie where I know it is. So, I think these guys cut up, welded up. So, I got to move, sorry, I got to move the camera a little bit. I have been asked before, but I'll say it again. I do cut a lot with my bandsaw. Normally when I was cutting the other pieces that I already welded on, it was kind of a sort of thing where I would set it up while I'm doing other things. And when I hear that drop and I walk by and it's no longer cutting, that's when I actually go and reset and just let it go. Especially when I'm doing the forklift tines. Each forklift tine takes a long time to cut. I think it's about 24 minutes each cut in that forklift tine. But that's 24 minutes. I don't have to sit there with an angle grinder. At one point in time, I did try to do them with an angle grinder, and it just left a mess. So I don't do it anymore. Yeah, this is. Can I just? No. It's too bad, because I actually do have no welding helmet in the back there that I could technically put over the camera, but I don't know how to clamp it. Okay, let's get into it. Sparky spark. Spark, spark, spark. I like welds. I am going to turn down my heat ever so slightly because I have to do some, on this side I'm doing vertical welds as well as horizontal. Just need one more piece to even it out. In all honesty, I think this little guy would do. Okay. Let's get the rest of the dies in that. Actually, one set of dies are in the front right now. They are going to get moved to the back. Oh. Yeah. I got a wee bit of spatter. Got a wee bit of spatter on one die. I did so well. There's just one die. Got a wee bit of spatter on. Nope, not that one. That one there. Just gotta quickly knock it off. It's not that bad, actually. These guys are going to move to the back because I don't use them all that much compared to what I want in the front. And I hope. Yeah, this is dang. Ooh, some of them are really spread out a little bit too much in the back. I can fix that by welding a piece on there. But I think for now, it will do. If I have a problem with the ones on the back falling off, I can always weld a little piece of bar in there or something like that to fix the spacing. Yeah, that looks good. And then, now why I left the space in the front is so that my my dies for my bowls. I have a 4-inch bowl die. He can live up here. The reason why I want to leave a space open for the ones that I have in the press is that I could easily change them over. So, yeah, look at that. Oh, that looks so pretty. That looks so pretty. If I do say so myself. Actually, it looks crude, but that's okay. This is one of those things where the reason why it's taken me so long to get to it is the whole justification of doing it in the Schulp. Actually, that kind of works out good because these dies here, they do stick out the back. So yeah, that works pretty good for now. For the amount of dies I currently have, that works out. And I can just, you know, tuck this guy in like that for my my punch. And that will, I got one more punch right here. Right here. And I wouldn't mind getting him up and out of the way. But I think for now, he will just sit there. Wouldn't be hard to make a loop here. Actually, do I have a loop that I could just quickly weld on that? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Okay, so where are we at time-wise? Ah, okay. So I've been at it for about an hour. Yeah, so like what I was saying, this was one of these projects that took a little bit more time to get to than I like. It has been, now that I do this full time, oh, that looks terrible. Now that I do this full time, it is a struggle to balance everything. I'm getting better at it. One of the reasons why I actually started doing these streams is it gives me a reason to do some of these projects that I've been putting off for a while, like tools and stuff like that. Like some of the tongs I have made, other than using them during the stream, I haven't used them at all outside of these streams. So it's been really nice to move some projects up on the list with this. So yeah, there's my rack. Oh, I guess you can't see it because I moved the camera. There's the rack. Beautiful, beautiful rack. There's my rack. Oh, you probably can't see it because okay, I'll close the door. There you go. There's my rack. I think it's a great addition. Great addition. I have enough room that, like, I can put 2 more dies in the back here, but I also still have enough room vertically. So if I do find that I need to add more dies to it, I can. Yeah. Also, if I really, really wanted to, I can start putting dies, like another rack system down here beside the press. But at this point in time, oh, I knocked my coffee. At this point in time, those are the dies I have, so no point in really going too, oh, I chipped my coffee cup. No point in going too crazy. So yeah, there's my my rack for my dies. One of the reasons that like kind of sparked this is I had a die almost hit my foot. It kind of fell off one day. It was getting pretty crazy. Anyways, yeah, that is Maintenance Monday. Yeah, so I'll do a little like hook or something like that for my punches, my eye punches, to hold on this side. Yeah, and other than that, we'll see how it works. Yeah, I do have to update my my dish. My dishing one, it's getting stuck for some reason. But anyways, that I'm not going to do today. It's rude, it's crude, but it works. So function over form. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got today. I'm sorry, no foraging or real maintenance. I guess it's just shop improvement. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow where I'm going to be making a tool that's blacksmith related. Bye.